Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, here we go. This is stuff that kind of affects everybody. And of course, it blows another hole in all the excuses that Zoomers have for not finding jobs. Right? Okay. So we got this morning's Bureau of Labor Statistics report and talking about how many jobs were lost or created in the last month. Now, the deal is these numbers go back to September because of the shutdown. We'll never get an October report. These numbers were supposed to be reported in October, but they weren't. And now, because nothing was compiled for October, the next report we get in December will be November numbers, and it'll be a September to November deal. So it's kind of funky here because of the Schumer shutdown. Now, the first thing that we need to take a look at, we need to remember, is these numbers always seem to get revised down. In other words, it ain't as good as we think it is. And we got that this morning, is that the July numbers were reduced down from the original reported adding 73,000 jobs. Well, it turned out we only added 62,000. And then the August numbers, excuse me, which we reported that, or not we, but the BLS reported that we added 22,000 jobs. We actually didn't add any. Okay. So I want you to take this with a grain of salt. This is obviously them coming up overly optimistic. But the important part on all of this is where jobs seem to be being created. This morning, we were expected to see an increase of about 50,000 jobs. That was what the analysts' expectations were. And oh, all surprise, we gained 119. More than double what was expected, which goes back to my comment all the time. If you want a job where you don't ever have to be right, go be a weatherman or an analyst, right? Because, oh, gee, you know what? I wasn't anywhere close. It was more than I thought. Then we'll revise it downward. So, let me get out a dart and throw it at the dartboard. Oh, look, I hit the triple 20. That means we're going to go up 60,000 this month. Pretty much it. Of course, I want my six-figure salary for doing that. If I was only a five-figure salary, maybe I would have just hit the 4. My dart skills are good. Right? Okay. But yes, even then, we're showing an increase in jobs, supposedly. Where did they come from? And where did we lose them? Because obviously, everything didn't create jobs. The number one reason, or the number one place that jobs were supposedly created, healthcare added 43,000 jobs. Wow. Okay. Why? Now, I want you to remember this. This is more than just doctors and nurses. This includes all the bureaucrats at, insurance companies, right? Hey, we need more people to man those phones to tell the doctor's office that we're not covering that. Okay, give you that. All right. But the big gains seem to be in ambulatory services, okay, your EMS guys, hospitals, more people going into the hospital. Hell, they're about to declare TDS an actual mental condition, and nursing facilities. That one doesn't surprise me. Again, you get all the whining about boomers. Gee, I'm sorry, people are living longer. You're complaining about boomers. Well, tell mom and dad, all you Zoomers out there, tell mom and dad that you wish they were dead because, if they die, it would make your life easier. Well, of course, because then I'll get my inheritance, right? And then I won't have to do shit either. Okay. But with people living longer, all right, I can see nursing facilities needing more people. And 5 years ago or whatever, PBJ was working in a nursing facility while she was still going for her bachelor's and trying to get her hours in so she could apply to PA school. Got it out a whole long deal with that. Okay. And she was telling me how they were always shorthanded. Okay. So that doesn't surprise me. You want a career? Go look into something like that. It pays better than Starbucks. Just telling you. All right. The next one that showed increases in employment, new jobs opening, leisure and hospitality, specifically service-oriented jobs, okay? Food service and drinking establishments. Do you think this could have anything to do with the no tax on tips? Okay? Gee, the restaurant owner goes, hey, you know what? I don't pay my waitstaff worth squat anything, $2.13, which it's been since I was a kid, okay? Because that's what I got paid when I was waiting tables when I was 16. But they're going, okay, we can add more people and we don't have to worry about them complaining because now they don't have to pay taxes on their tips. Just giving you that. Drinking establishments. This one surprises me because who the hell can afford to go to a bar anymore anyway? As ridiculous as it costs for anything. But maybe people are trying to drown their sorrows. I don't know. I got to get rid of my TDS. The bottom of a bottle of whiskey is the way to do it. Okay, good possibility there. But what this does tell me is if restaurants and bars are hiring more people, that means people are going to them. Which overall, at that point, tells me people have a little bit extra disposable income than they're claiming. Oh, everything's so expensive. I can't afford to buy groceries. Hey, Fred, you want to go out to the bar on Friday? Right? You need to hire more employees. That means you got more business. Just saying. Look past the tip of your nose. Why? Okay. The next one. This one's stupid. Social assistance, individual and family services. Well, of course, that's going to go up because, hey, we got to fire police officers so we can hire more social workers. Enough said. Okay. So where'd the jobs go down? And I want you to remember, this is in September. Okay. This is before the shutdown. Biggest loser, government jobs. Lost 13,000 jobs. Good. Let's get rid of all the non-essential workers. If you aren't essential, that means we don't need you. Okay? It means goodbye. And then we get into the downside. Manufacturing. Okay? Never like to see a drop in manufacturing. But this is because we had a small pullback in durable goods. And anybody that looks at raw materials, chemicals, cardboard, stuff like that, manufacturing steel, the prices of that, you'll start to understand what's going on, why manufacturing was down. Okay. And then, of course, the last one was retail trade. And that one's kind of contradictory to leisure and hospitality. So we lost 4,000 jobs in retail, and that was because of softness in sales of general merchandise and softness in sales of clothing. Okay, so I guess the American consumer is deciding now that the Big Mac fries and a beer are more important than getting a new pair of jeans. It is what it is. Okay. It's something to look at. The jobs are out there. You've seen all these stories probably today. Charlotte, North Carolina has been in the news like crazy. Oh, the kids didn't go to school. 30,000 kids didn't go to school today because they're all illegals. There's all these pictures on the construction sites that there's no workers there today because they're all illegals. And all their kids are the ones that didn't go to school today. Okay. They're all hiding from ICE. Okay. But construction didn't see much of a change. People, they can mark all this stuff up. Granted, this is September versus today, but construction didn't change. Transportation and warehousing didn't change. Professional services, business services didn't change. Nothing, okay? There's jobs out there. It's just a matter of, do these kids have the skills? Maybe you don't have skills to be in the healthcare profession. I'm betting you could figure out how to work in the hospitality industry, because most of us gained those skills when we were 15, 16 years old. You got to fall back on it, right? I guess you're going to Starbucks again. Okay. And social assistance, unless you're a social worker. That's what I want to do. I want to go spend 6 years in college to get a $30,000 a year job. Smart decision, right? But yeah, there's the jobs out there, guys. It's just the entitled generation doesn't want to do them. So all the time they are whining to us that there's no jobs for them. Tell them that's contrary to everything else that we're hearing. Pinball out.